My first name is Richard. Richard, R-I-C-H-A-R-D. Last name Lawhead, L-A-W-H-E-A-D.
Okay. All right, so this is the picture that the family gave me. Guy in the middle, black right here, blue when they gave you his name. Is that the guy you've ID'd as a shooter?
We have not identified anybody at this time. The only thing that we have right now, we just got that information probably 5 minutes before you arrived as far as what the last name is. We haven't looked at any pictures or anything else. We don't have any information to give out right now. I'm not even sure, if that's our guy for sure yet.
Tell me this, with all due respect. The family, I know they're a little frustrated. They said a female lieutenant or a female detective had gone out to their house today earlier to talk to them. They tried to give her this information. You had a party with plenty of people. It happened last night. You got all day. What's taking so long?
Well, the detectives responded at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and they were here until about noon today. We worked very hard to try and get a last name on the suspect, and the information I got just 5 minutes before you got here. If they had that information earlier, we would have acted on it at that time. We will act throughout the night on that information. If that's information, we'll follow up with that right now.
Perfect. That's what I was looking for. All right, so let's go back. This taking you to 1 o'clock this morning. What happened?
1 o'clock this morning, we had a shooting at a party. Victim suffered a gunshot wound to the neck and one to the bottom.
How hard has it been in terms of getting victims and people there to cooperate?
I think last night everybody was very cooperative at the party. We had, I think probably about 12 people or so that came to the station last night. I know there were several upstairs that came to the station last night. What information they had, I don't know. I left here at about 3 o'clock this morning, and they were still in the process of doing interviews.
This is something that appears to, when I was talking to Gary earlier, the motive is something wrong. It's stupid.
Yeah, it seems to be a little silly. Our information is that the argument started over some NFL football teams, and it seems kind of silly.
Yeah.
I can't answer that question.
Something so silly involving a young man who survived something so serious overseas and is now paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. It's a shame that you go to such a violent place to protect your freedoms, and you come home to where your freedoms are supposed to be, and those things happen, and we do everything we can to keep those things from happening.
I know it's Christmas. Obviously, you guys have your own family, but I know, as you alluded to earlier, just because it's Christmas, you guys are not going to stop working.
That's correct. We are working throughout the night. We have some detectives here now working. The detective that went to their house earlier, she is not here. I think she worked about 16 hours. She's home right now. I did talk to the sergeant just before I came out here and passed this information along. And I had just before I came out here, I gave that information to some records people that are looking right now to see what information we may have on that name. But again, I don't know that that's the shooter. I don't know that that's the name.
Irrespective of that, do you think the shooter has some gang ties?
I don't know that either. Last night, the information we had that it wasn't a gang-related thing. We didn't have any of that information. They didn't look like those kind of people. The attire, everything, the way the people acted, they seemed to be close-knit friends there.
And again, at a party like this, help people understand, because it seems so obvious when we say there's a party with a lot of people, well, it should be easy for you guys to solve the crime. It's not always that easy.
It's not always that easy. And, we do everything we possibly can. We are acting on every piece of evidence we have, and we will work throughout the night. It has, whether it's Christmas or not, trust me, our officers will be out there working.
Thank you, Richard.